Welcome YouTube to a new bargain video. This is a holiday version because I am on holiday, this is being filmed on September 3rd, the day before my birthday. And part of last weekend was celebrated where I went out to That's Entertainment in Worcester, Massachusetts, and I got some new gaming books. I got RuneQuest and RuneQuest Monsters. I got Infernum and Blood and Bone. Now these are used, of course, because I'm a cheap dude. And I'd never really heard of that one at all. And this one is a complete unknown. I don't know much about it. I like the art, and it was 15 bucks for a hardcover. I give it a stab. Then we have the Early American Beverages. I got that from my wife. We have Monsters Who's Who, which is all about different monsters, which I will probably just do a video on and then pass it on because I didn't pay much for it. We have the 25th anniversary edition of Playboy from 1979, and the ads are just incredible. If you ever get a chance to look at this thing, do so. The ads are unbelievable. Then we have the Museum of History Arms Incorporated from Miami Beach, Florida, which has got some nice illustrations in it. I picked that up at an intake place in Vermont. The Tough Guide to Fantasyland, which is supposed to be about, the kind of information you would need when going to Fantasyland to visit as a destination, as if you were on holiday. The Melancholy Death of Oyster Boy and Other Stories for my wife, and the Cat Postcard Book, also for my wife. She actually picked this out one for herself. We were at an antique shop in Acton, Massachusetts, if I remember correctly. Okay, now on to digital media. We have the Black Death. We have the Slammin' Salmon humor. Sex Drive Unrated, also humor. This is a Tahuli. I can't remember if I'm saying that guy's name. This is a DVD, and this is a book about a famous glass blower. I've seen documentaries about him before, but I will now have my own. The Bagman, which is a John Cusack crime drama. We have the second season of Batman Beyond. We have Incredibles 2. We have Schwarzenegger's Raw Deal. Unthinkable with Samuel L. Jackson. Gamer, which I've got because this has a commentary track and my DVD copy does not. The film was actually far better than I thought it was going to be. I was quite impressed by it, actually, as far as an adventure goes. So now I've got this. We have Bleach. I've heard good things about Bleach. I'll pick up the first season and check and see if I like it. Legends of the Fall, which neither my wife and I have ever seen before, and I think I paid $1 for it. The Golden Compass, which I got because it has a commentary track and our copy does not. Swordfish for the commentary track. Eddie the Eagle, which sadly has no commentary track, which was quite delightful and based vaguely on someone's actual life. The Hobbit, my wife is a big fan. 15 Minutes in the crime drama. Two westerns, one which has a Bud Spencer role. He is the gentleman on the cover. I'm a Bud Spencer fan. The Sister Brothers, which is a western / dark comedy. The third season of the original Star Trek. I have the first and I need the second. Amityville Horror. I got this just for the commentary with Ryan Reynolds. I have no interest in the film itself. Suburban Girl, which is some romantic comedy. I do enjoy those occasionally. And Urban Action Cinema, which has got lots of blaxploitation stuff on it. So this has been the digital content. Next is going to be art things and gear, I think. Yeah, art stuff and tools. Now we have a bell. This is a large bell. It has a lever here, and I'm going to mount it underneath our stairs on these two pivots, so you'd ring it by pulling on that. We have an actual Wiccan bell. And we have this one, which is cool shape. We have this, which is a miniature of a bell that would be pulled by a rope, which I picked up at a flea market for $6. It's a great price. We have this large mallet here, which is 6 pounds. It's cast iron, goes all the way through. It has a stacked leather handle and a stacked leather strike surface. I don't know what it was designed to be used for. It's got no marks on it. I can't find any marks on it. So if they are there, they're covered in so much debris I can't see them, and I don't want to ruin the patina. But I paid $5 for this at a flea market. The guy did not know what he had, because the slowest price I've ever seen one of these was $25, and for one that was really in great shape, I saw it $95. So I got a good deal on that. We have a rainbow kitty who is adorable, and I like cats and rainbows. We have a OXO cup, which I picked up. I got 2 of these actually. They're stainless steel insulated. They're really quite comfortable. They hold the heat well, and they're quite nice, because I figured if I liked it, my wife might want one. I got this, which is a very large socket set. It's a socket head. It's 1 7/8 inch, and I'm going to use it as the head of a mace. We have which is a tire thumper. Now I tried to get this head to sit squarely on that shoulder, but as hard as I tried, and I hit this thing really, really hard with a mallet, it sounded like gunshots on my porch. I can't get it to go any further. It was further out than it is now. It's not moving, but this is a tire thumper. These are 2 blades designed for a golf club shaped weeder. I may just use these as intended, or I may use them for a weapon build. I know I actually have one of these weeders. I really like it. So having a couple of replacements, which I paid $1 a piece for, and I'm not even sure if they still make these things, that could be well worth my time. We have this bat, which I thought was unusual, because it has a parallel barrel. So I don't know if this is a homemade job, but I don't know if I've seen a bat with a barrel that straight on the bat before. So I'm going to use that in a weapons build. We have this, which is a vintage sap. So there's a spring in here with a lead weight, and the whole thing covered in leather, and you put your wrist through here, and it sits firmly in your palm, and you would be able to do a world of hurt on somebody with this thing. We have this, which is a pair of vice grips, actual vice grips, which someone has turned into a clamp for tubing of some variety. I picked that up for 50 cents. I thought that might be kind of cool to use. We have some dice here, big chunky dice. They're the math dice game. I got them because they're big chunky dice. I like big chunky dice. They're cool colors, and I love the D20. The D12 is my favorite shape. We have a Kermit Pez dispenser. My wife is a Kermit fan. We have this block of stone, which I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it at first, but I got it for like a song. But I've been using it as a backdrop for objects that I take pictures of for my Instagram. So I put the object on here, and it gives it a nice background. So that's what I'm going to use that for. We have this, which was originally a die for cutting threads, but it's too old and it's not in great shape, so I'm not going to use it as that. I'm thinking I may just sharpen the ends and turn it into a throwing device. Because it's the perfect length and shape for that. So that's what I may turn this into, just something to throw. We have this axe, which is an Estwing, which an Estwing makes nice quality stuff. But it's old and beat up and not in great shape. But this is not salvageable. So I'm going to take this off and cut the end off so that I have a nice straight shaft. And my friend Mike made a battle hammer, a war hammer, out of a similar steel shafted hammer. It was a Mason's, I think, because it has a square head and a point. I don't have that, but I've got this, which is an axe. So I'm going to make a battle axe out of this by putting it onto a larger shaft, a piece of tubing. I just need to figure out what diameter tubing I need. Hopefully I can walk into a hardware store with this and not freak anybody out, because it's not going to have a handle when I'm walking, so it's going to be fairly harmless. But yes, this has been the latest bargain video with some cool dice, some cool weapons, some vintage stuff, some potential here, this really awesome mallet, a new tire thumper, and some really cool bells. And this miniature is just so great. It's so shiny, and it's great. And a couple of drops of oil, and this thing's going to work really well. It was kind of funny, on the way home, I had this in my trunk, and I had placed it in this position because I didn't want it to hurt it. And every time I braked, it would go. It was funny. So yes, thank you for being here for this video, and I will put a link at the end of this so you can go follow me on Instagram, where I post more weird stuff I find that I don't buy because I don't want it, or it's just too weird or expensive. And I hope that you will find that is interesting as well.